Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I really wanted to fill in this area here because I feel like this whole area is really left out. It's kind of neglected and I've just been leaving it like this for so long, so I really want to fill in this whole area. It's mostly going to be residential, but we also have quite a lot of demand for commercial as well. So on the other side of that main road there, the higher main road, it's all going to be houses, maybe a couple of little commercial buildings. Mostly on this side will be commercial, but there will be some housing as well, but not too much. And I should warn you guys that the terrain up here is really steep, so don't like attack me for that because it's quite hard to work with. But I kind of like the end product because it's something that's so different and it's really unique and it has a really great view. So yeah, and this area here, it's kind of weird because you have all of the main roads, but it's not really an ideal area to connect the roads in there, right in this area, but I just had to do it anyway. But I removed the traffic lights anyway and put a stop sign or give way sign, whatever it was. Yeah, so this area here, it's just a basic whole grid area, and the whole basic grid continues up the mountain as well, and there is a little bit of like wavy type roads further up the mountain, but yeah, you'll eventually see that as well. And so I'm not sure what I should do with that roundabout right there, because I'm thinking, should I just leave it how it is or should I put it underground? And then because it could easily connect up with the highway that's underground right there as well. But then I'm also thinking, like, is that too many connections underground? Because I personally really like to see the roads. Like I mean, tunnels are really good, but I also like to see what the traffic looks like just from like without having to do any type of special visual. So yeah, I'm not sure about that yet. For now, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to add in a pedestrian bridge over the top just for easy access, and I'm sure they will really find that quite useful. Also, that main road right there, it meets the other main road. I'm not sure what I should do with that part either because the terrain is quite steep, so I can't put the faster road underground. I could, but then I feel like the gradient going up the hill coming out of the ground would be quite steep as well, or I'll have to completely redo that whole area to make it less steep, and I don't know. It's hard to figure out what I should do in that position just yet. So, and like I said, I wanted to do a little pedestrian bridge just straight over here just for easier access, and they do eventually use that, which is quite good to see. And towards the end of the video, you may see a huge amount of traffic. I'm not really too concerned about that, just because it's the usual traffic when you build a whole new neighborhood. There's a huge movement of people coming in, so don't worry about that. That figures itself out. I waited off camera to make sure it's going to be okay, and it's completely fine, so no issues with that. So this episode, it's not really too much tips or anything. It's basically just me filling in this area with residential. I kind of like how it looks at the end because it's just so unique. It's not like all the other areas, so maybe if you don't want to see me build it, you can just skip straight to the end when it's all done. And yeah, so just sit back, relax. I'll pop back in when I have something else to say, and yeah, enjoy. Okay, hi guys, I'm back. So, as you can see, basically all of this area, it's mainly a grid type build area, and like I said, there's not going to be too many commercial buildings on the northern area of the road, so it's going to be mostly housing, and it's basically mostly grid, but then you have a few wavy roads, and then I added a little connection up there to the speedy road as well, just for easy access as well. It's pretty steep, I'll admit that. It's very steep, some of the areas, but surprisingly the lots of the buildings are still quite large, because when you build on a really steep mountain or hill, the lot sizes become extremely small, but surprisingly these whole areas are still quite large houses, so obviously it's not too steep. So, and I tried to fill it in with a lot of trees just to make it look more natural as well. And yeah, so the plan is to make it all of this housing area to go all the way along to the side of the river. So you can see there's an empty part there now. I do get going with that, building all of that, but I'm just seeing how it kind of looks in this area first. So in terms of the train, I was planning to put a train station in this area, but you may have saw a couple of seconds ago, I did place a train station, and it looked really unrealistic just because the train is so steep. So for now, it'll probably stay like this. The train goes underneath this whole residential area, and it comes out the just on the other side of this whole residential area where it's a little bit more flat, so I can add in a more interesting train station over that side. Yeah, I don't know, I did kind of want to put a train station amongst all of those houses, but it really just didn't work. So you can see where the train track comes out of the ground, so that's kind of the area where it'll be. I just have to find a more flatter ground, or make a more flatter ground as well. And I think that may be where the train ends, because beyond there there's not really many options unless I put in a big tunnel. So, and that tunnel would be a really huge tunnel, so I'm not sure how realistic that would be. So yeah, that is it. And you can see that there's people using the pedestrian bridges right there as well, so that's pretty good. I'm happy about that. And yeah, it creates just an easy flow, and honestly I really love how this turned out. I think it looks really natural. I think in the next episode I'll just continue on with these types of urban expansion up the side of the mountains, just because I think it's really time that I just filled in the city, so then we can get down to like dealing with all of the issues and fixing up things, changing things, upgrading things, gentrification. I don't know, I think it looks really great. Let me know what you think as well. This whole area of houses, I zoned it as low density housing, and I also created my own theme, so the houses are all maybe one level buildings, just because I didn't want them to be super fancy buildings up on the side of the mountain. But I mean, I could do that in another area, super fancy buildings, I'm not sure yet. So that's all I'm going to do for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you very soon in the next episode. Bye for now.